recorded now. So now the key here is to answer fast to get more points. So do exact match keywords matter when it comes to optimizing pages? So you tap your answer. Okay, cool. Let's see. All right. So I'll explain. So this was a trick question. So exact match doesn't necessarily matter because Google uses a semantic search, which means it looks at the meaning behind the words. And so that's why when you create a page, you want to create it around a topic, specific topic. And that topic can have tens, if not hundreds of different keyword combinations that'll match for. So exact match isn't as important. For example, plural versus non-plural. There's not a difference. Google looks at it as pretty much the same thing because it's the same thing. It used to be a big thing back in the 90s and early 2000s where you take an exact match keyword and then you could rank for it like really quickly. So yeah, it's more about the topic focus of the article. And then that topic, yeah, it could have exact match, could have slightly variations of that. But all those keywords, when you put it into Google, that page more or less will come up. So that was a trick question. Okay, question 2. So faster you answer, the more points you get. What does LSI stand for in the context of keywords? All right, let's see what the answer is. Okay, this one again was a tricky one. It's more advanced SEO topic. So LSI actually stands for latent semantic indexing. And these types of keywords basically are sprinkled within a content piece that give context to the topic. So let's say I wrote an article about Apple. So did I write an article about the fruit or the company? Well, with latent semantic indexing keywords, you'll know if it's the fruit or the company, because let's say I use some LSI keywords that's Steve Jobs, computer, etc. Then you know immediately that it's Apple, the company. So that's LSI. Another trick one. Okay, question 3. How does internal linking help with page authority? All right, let's see. All right, again, a tricky one. So yeah, the correct answer is internal links help spread the link equity or the link juice, and it can boost page authority. It doesn't necessarily indicate that a page has authority or credibility. That's page authority or domain authority. And then the other incorrect answer was internal links subtract. No, it doesn't actually take away the page authority from the page. It just transfers some of it. It's kind of like overflowing. The cup stays full, but it overflows into the next one. So yeah, that one again was a tough one. Question 4. Whoops. Question 4. Okay. Putting links higher up on the page ensures. All right, let's see. Okay, so basically any links on the page, Google will crawl anyways. There is certain limits. Like let's say if there's 1,000 links on it, Google's not going to visit all of them necessarily. But if there's any of them, it's going to crawl the content and visit all the links. This question was more specific than the right answer is that more users are likely to click the link because let's be honest, most people, they land on the page, they see the top bit, they scroll down a bit, and then they leave or they click off somewhere. So most of the links that are clicked are nearer to the top of the page. Fewer people land at the bottom of the page and click there. So that's why. And more link juice is transferred to the page. No, it's basically the number of links on the page. The link juice is divided by that count. So let's say there's 5 links. So the total link juice that will be transferred is divided by 5 and go to those 5 pages. So again, tough one. Question 5. The highest impact on loading speed most commonly tends to be. I just noticed someone joined. So if you want to join in, you can go to menti.com and use that code here, and then you can join in.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Yes, so most of you got that one, which is great. So yeah, the highest impact on page loading speed definitely is large image or media files. And that can be remedied by resizing them to the appropriate size and then compressing them and making sure you use the right file format as well. For example, JPEGs or WebP formats are generally good. PNGs are a bit more heavy, but they are higher quality. Third-party scripts, yes, they do contribute to slowing down the page, but generally speaking, it's less of an impact than large image or media files. Slow server speed, same thing. And the last one was a trick question. Right. So leaderboard, let's see who's leading the pack here. It looks like we got Lori in the lead. Fantastic. Followed by Bran the Broken, Angelique, who is the fastest responder, Jordan, and Wolfmeister. Fantastic. All right, let's see how the next round goes. So now we're going to be covering technical SEO. Question 6. What's the most important SEO need before anything else? So basically at the baseline, the foundation, what needs to be in place? Okay. Let's see. Okay, 2 of you got that. Fantastic. So here's the key. So those who answered those who answered indexability, a page cannot be indexed if it hasn't been crawled first. If it hasn't been discovered, it can't even be indexed. So the first baseline is it needs to be crawlable. Once it's crawlable and discovered, then the search engines will check if it's indexable, and then it can index it. So yeah, that's the main thing. Awesome. Question 7. What's the best way to resolve a 404 error for SEO benefit? Right. Great. Most of you got this. Fantastic. Yes. So the correct answer is 301 redirect to the next most relevant page. So 301s are permanent redirects versus 302s are temporary redirects. That means 301s transfer most of the page authority, most of the link juice to the next page, whereas 302s don't. So they're not as good to use from an SEO point of view, unless it's just a temporary thing. You have a maintenance issue on a page, and then you're going to restore that page anyways. Now, just to cover this one, homepage, you would only redirect to the homepage if there's no other closely matching page. You want to make sure that it's redirected to as close as possible to that page topic or to the vicinity of. So let's say you have a page nested under a category and you can't find a similar topic to redirect to, then you can just redirect it up to the category level, for example. Okay, question 8. Pages can be prevented from being indexed in the following ways. All right, let's see. Okay, again, this is a challenging one, but it's good because you're all learning from these intricacies. So if you have a disallow directive in the robots.txt file, it basically tells the search engines, the crawlers, don't crawl this section or this page. However, if the search engine discovers a link to that page somewhere else, it can potentially still find it and index it. So it's not going to prevent indexing. It will inhibit crawling. The other thing right here, adding a no follow attribute to the link leading to that page. Again, similar thing. The search engine won't follow that link to that page. But if there's another link that's a follow link on another page to that same one, then it will follow through, discover the page, and potentially index it. So the only way to really tell Google and other search engines that you don't want it indexed is to add a robots meta no index attribute on that page. So that's a little snippet of code, a meta snippet, and in attributes, it basically says, don't follow this. I mean, don't index this. So yeah. Question 9. Duplicate content can be harmful to SEO when right. Great. Most of you got this one. Well done. So basically, yeah, it's all of these. So properly configured canonical tags are not present. That's important because if you have duplicate content, those pages can compete with each other and cause keyword cannibalization and lots of other issues. And then pages that should not be indexed are indexed, again, with duplicate content or content that really shouldn't be indexed or hidden. Again, that's another thing. And then identical content targeting multiple countries without the hreflang tags. Again, that's really important to have that in place so Google and other search engines understand that there's 2 or more pages that may have language and or country targeting, and it knows the difference between them. All right, question 10. What type of page structure is ideal for SEO? You all smashed that one. Well done. Yes, a hierarchical structure with 2 to 3 levels deep maximum. Absolutely. If it goes too deep, Crawlers don't like that. And also users don't want to click more than 3 times to get to a specific page. So that's why 2 to 3 levels is good. If it's too flat, especially for large sites, it's not going to have that structure in terms of organization and link juice collecting at higher levels that can help with boosting the rankings, page authority. Good stuff. All right, leaderboard. Let's see who's in the lead. All right. We got some. All right, Lori still in the lead. Well done. Followed by Brand the Broken. And we got Angelique on third, and Jordan, and Earthman, and Wolfmeister just started. Cool, cool. Good stuff. All right, let's go to off-page SEO. Question 11. If you discover low-quality backlinks, what's the first thing you should do? Right, let's see. Okay, another tricky question. The first thing that most people would want to do is to just disavow them. But that's actually, according to Google best practices, that's the last thing you should actually do. You should first try to attempt to contact the webmaster to remove that link from their site. If that fails, then try to do something else to remove it. If you've tried every possible way to remove that link, then disavow it. Okay. And then also, before you disavow, ask yourself, is this a really harmful link? Like, is this a site I really don't want to be associated with? Is it actually harming me? Is it really spammy? Or is it just a link I don't want on there? So if you really don't want it and you don't want Google to kind of take that in consideration, then go into Google Search Console, disavow it, and that's fine. But you always want to try to do it. Disavowal is kind of a more serious thing when you've tried everything else and you really don't want that link or that website associated with your site. So yeah, that's why. Question 12. What would be the perfect ratio of do follow / no follow backlinks?
Oh, it's maybe on a Zoom. 7.
Okay, so 3 of you got that one. So yeah, have a natural balance between do follow and no follow backlinks. Correct. There's no actual ratio. I just put that in as a trick question. And having just purely all do follow links actually looks suspicious to Google. Looks like you're actually manipulating it and such. So it's good to have a natural balance. So I just noticed Alex just joined. So Alex, if you want to join the game, the rest of the questions, you can go to menti.com and then enter that code right here, and then you're entered in the game. Cool, cool. Question 13. Which of the following is the safest way to secure a backlink? All right, let's see. Okay, so nobody got this one. The safest way is actually the organic way, where you just create amazing, super high valuable content, and then people who visit that, they naturally link to you without any prompts. The danger of, let's say, doing guest blogging or reaching out to people is that those blogs that accept guest posts or sponsored posts or things like that, have generally a lot of them, and that could be under scrutiny of Google and these things. And secondly, you don't want to be seen as like having paid links, even though it might not be paid, there might be an exchange happening in some sort. And press releases, again, you don't know necessarily it's the highest quality, if it's genuine, etc. Because a lot of these press releases, especially like big press release blasts, they go on these small to medium press sites that have literally millions and millions of content pieces on there that are generally low quality. Unless you're going for like high authority and you secured like some authoritative, credible sites. I don't know, let's say BBC or some of these news sites that most people recognize. So yeah, ultimately create super high quality, valuable content and let that drive people to want to share it and link to it. Question 14. Which of the following types of backlink tends to be the most valuable? Okay, great. Most people got this, smashed it. Well done. Yeah, so a contextual link, for those that didn't get this, is basically a link within the body copy, within like an article or something like that. It's like the text, and then there's a link, anchor text, and links to it. And that's the most valuable because that's where most of the attention of the visitor will be, on the actual content. And it's also valuable because it's relevant to that topic. Whereas anything that's repeated on every page, like footers, sidebars, headers, that's seen as less valuable. Also in the eyes of Google. And image links, again, there's no exact, an image could be in the footer, right? And it could be linked. So contextual links is the correct answer here. Question 15. Are brand mentions worthless? So brand mentions, those who are not sure about it, are basically a mention of your brand on some website, just casually mentioned. I'm not going to say anything more because that might give away the answer. Okay, let's see. Okay, nobody got this one. So basically, a brand mention is like, let's say someone writes a blog post and they mention the brand name, but they don't link to that website. So basically, Google still values these mentions similar to backlinks. They're not backlinks, but they're still valuable because it's still like a vote of confidence. If I mention brand name in my content, it means that I either am referring to them because I know them, or I value them, or I think that they're great, etc. Okay, so the rest of the answers like aren't correct there. So just keep that in mind. So if you do get any sort of mentions of your brand on blog posts, it's worth reaching out to the webmaster and saying, hey, I noticed that you mentioned my blog, my brand. Could you link to my website as well? And more often than not, they're willing to, because they've already mentioned it. They have some sort of high esteem of your brand. That's why they mentioned it, and they could link to it as well. All right, let's have a look at the leaderboard. Got Brand the Broken swapping to first place. Awesome. Followed by Lori, Angelique, Earthman, Jordan, Lovesight, and Wolfmeister. I'm not sure if Wolfmeister is actually playing. or not. Yeah, well done, everyone. So let's go to the next one. So we're going to be talking about local SEO now. 5 more questions here. Question 16. Which of the following local keywords are implicit? Okay. All right. Again, a tricky one. So this requires you knowing the difference between implicit and explicit local keywords. So basically, implicit local keywords imply the location without actually saying it. So near me, or best restaurants or anything like that, where people are actually looking for local business, but they're not saying the exact location. Google will actually figure out where that person is based on 5 different factors, like IP address, device location, saved spots on the map, browsing history, things like that. And then it will know what the location is based on that. The people who have chosen this one, burger takeaway in London, that's actually an explicit local keyword because it actually tells you what location, what city it is. So yeah, again, a tricky one if you didn't know what the difference is. Question 17. You can optimize content for near me keywords, meaning you can have a page that's called, for example, restaurants near me. Okay, again, a tricky one. So technically you can't because ultimately Google uses the near me as a placeholder for whatever that person is searching for. So let's say someone types in restaurants near me and that person is, let's say, in London, then it will translate in Google's eyes to restaurants in London. Now it will pick up all those restaurants in that vicinity that are in London, or websites that are optimized for restaurants in London, or London restaurants, or something restaurant London. So you can't really optimize for a near me keyword explicitly, but you can optimize for local keywords with city names, locations, etc. And then the local keyword, the near me keywords will automatically, people will use those to find your site wherever they are close to that local business. If that makes sense. Question 18. Which of the following are requirements to be able to use Google Business Profile? Okay, a lot of you got this, which is great. For those who didn't, you were partially correct. It's actually both. So a business with a physical location, yes, or a business that physically serves customers in an area. So this final question covers both of them. So yeah, everyone in that sense is correct, but it's actually both. So either one. Okay. Question 19. What does NAP stand for? All right, two of you got this. Well done. Yeah, so the rest were just to throw you off. So NAP stands for name, address, phone. So basically these are the three core pieces of information that local businesses will need for local directories, for local citations, things like that. And that's what Google will pick up on. And that's what needs to be consistent across everywhere online. And so let's say the business changes their address, all the citations need to be changed with an updated address, and they need to match all of them. Same with the phone number. If that's changed, you need to update all of them. And that's important. Consistency is super important for customer trust, because imagine landing on a page and the phone number doesn't work because it's an old one, or the address is incorrect and you drive up and the business isn't even there anymore. So that's why name, address, phone number, really, really important. Question 20. How can you tell if a keyword has local intent? So this is a tricky one. Okay. Okay, cool. Three of you got that. So yeah, there's two things. So you do search of that keyword or that local keyword. And if it has a map pack that is listed in the SERPs, then it's definitely a local keyword. Or if it has if local businesses are listed in the SERPs, then it's also it has local intent. It doesn't necessarily mean if the city or town is in the keyword that it's actually uh, a local intent. Because I could say, when was London, when was the city of London founded in? And that has the term London in it, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it has local intent. So local intent means someone is actually looking for a local business and it's searching for something. I don't know, let's say restaurants in New York or plumbers in Chicago or whatever. Okay, so yeah, that's why. Okay, leaderboard. So we're coming to the last section. And let's see who's leading. Okay, we got Bran the Broken still in first place, followed by Angelique. Well done. And then Earthman, Lori, Jordan, Lovesight, and Wolfmeister. I think Wolfmeister still hasn't answered any questions. So we'll just see how that goes. But yeah, so 5 more questions, guys. And then we'll see who's the winner, who's going to win the prize. Okay, SEO strategy. Question 21. When choosing keywords, in what order should they be prioritized from highest importance first? Ah, everyone smashed that. Well done. Well done. Yeah, so relevance, first make sure you pick relevant keywords. Then out of the relevant ones, you want to have the highest search volume possible. Then out of those, you pick out the ones with the least difficulty score, so you can rank the easiest. Perfect. Question 22. Choosing long tail keywords is Okay. Great. So three of you got this. Fantastic. So yeah, choosing long tail keywords is smart because they tend to have low difficulty scores. Yeah, in general. I mean, there's a few exceptions, of course, with high demand long tail keywords, but in most cases they have low difficulty because less and less people are searching for it and less people are competing for them. And yeah, if they're too long, let's say they're like 10 words or whatever, then yeah, it's too specific. There might not be any searches for them. But it's in general, you're going to pick ones that have search volume. And out of those, it's smart to choose long tail because they have low difficulty scores. Question 23. When mapping keywords to pages, what rule of thumb should be remembered? Okay, cool. So two of you got that one. So yeah, it's all about one unique topic per page. There's no actual limit to how many keywords you can map to a page as long as they align to the core topic of that page. And that's why when you create a page that's around a topic, it can potentially rank for tens, if not hundreds, of keywords that are very, very similar. So that's why you might have a primary keyword that you really want it to rank for, and then secondary keywords that, are decent. If you rank for those, you'll still get some traffic. So generally speaking, you can it's up to everyone, but you can limit yourself to, mapping, anywhere between 1 and 5 or 10 keywords, however you want to choose. But generally, it's all about the topic of that page. That's the key. Keywords are basically secondary. Topic is the key thing. So let's say the topic is, I don't know, how to, I don't know, top New York holidays. And there's obviously hundreds of potential variations of that keyword, of that topic. So there can be hundreds of keywords that you can map to that page. But obviously you want to pick maybe one primary one and maybe a couple other secondary ones. It's all about that topic. Question 24. All right. Second last question. Let's see. After keyword research, what's the next step? Right. All right, another tricky one, because most of you would say write the content around those keywords. Yes, but there's one step before that, and that's mapping the keywords to pages on your website. Because once you have those keywords, you want to know, okay, which pages do I optimize for those? Or which pages do I need to create for those keywords that may not already be being written on my site? So you want to map them first. So that's the strategic part. And once they're mapped, then you would either rewrite the content if it's an existing page, or you would write brand new content if it's a new page. All right, last question, and then we'll reveal the winner. How should one prioritize content creation for SEO? All right, let's see what the answer is here. And everyone got that right because all of those are valid reasons. There's no right or wrong in this because every business has their own way to prioritize content. Some choose it based on the topic clusters, others based around their business goals, others do purely around search volume or difficulty as well. So you all got that correct. And now drum roll, the winner. Okay, let's see who's won the prize. And the winner is Bran the Broken.